Good morning, everyone. I'm Karen Yankovich, and this is Make $1,000 Today. And we were scheduled to have a guest today, but maybe we had some miscommunications because I don't see him. So I'm going to punt a little bit here. Luckily, I am ready with what we've been trying to do is every other day have a guest. So I'm ready with my topic for tomorrow. So I will edit the comments and things like that with the topic afterwards. But I wanted to jump on first, just tell you a little bit about what we're doing here. What we're doing here is hopefully inspiring people watching to understand that even in these crazy times when our businesses have had to shift and pivot and all kinds of cool things. Heather's been up since 6 a.m. Me too, Heather. There are still ways that we can generate income. And sometimes if we need to generate like a little bit of a kick of cash, we need a little kick in the butt to do that. And that's kind of why I'm here doing this. So what I'll talk about today instead of the topic we had scheduled, and I'm actually going to pull up some notes I had on this for tomorrow. Just to take another step back, hi Ahmed, how are you? I took Stu McLaren's Tribe course last year, which by the way is amazing. I think it's coming up for registration soon. You should totally check that out if you're looking at doing any kind of online courses or anything like that, membership programs. And one of the things that Stu taught us how to do right in the beginning, I really didn't do this, but I saw a lot of people do this right from the beginning. He called it have a founder's launch. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. If you're one of those people that have a little bit of extra time on their hands, maybe, and trying to figure out what, maybe take advantage of it. I will tell you this, my business as it stands right now, I can attribute back to in 2011. Good morning, Daniela. Daniela, thank you so much for the beautiful podcast review. I saw that the other day. Thank you for leaving me a review for the Good Girls Get Rich podcast. So 2011, I sprained my ankle and I was in a boot. I couldn't walk. I couldn't drive. I couldn't go to the house. I couldn't go to work. And I had a time on my hands, right? So I started to take classes in online marketing, and fast forward to 2020 and here I am, right? So I've seen some memes recently, things that are like companies founded during the last recession of 2008, 2009, Airbnb, Asana, WhatsApp, Quora, Uber, Slack. These are all valued in the billions right now, in the billions. So maybe this is the time for you to think about what you've been wanting to do. What shifts or pivots do you need to make in your life and your business? Now, the series is Make $1,000 Today, and I'm not going to deviate from that. Still want you to do that. I want you to think about, that's where Stu's Founders Launch comes in. So let's say you've been thinking about creating an app. Let's say you've been thinking about creating, a business, a website, a program, a product, a service, whatever that might be. What a founder's launch is it basically is nothing more. It could be as simple as an email that goes out to 5 people, 10 people, 50 people, whatever you have, right? That says, hey, I've been thinking about doing this thing. It's going to cost me a couple $1,000s to do. So what I'm doing is making a founder's offer to you guys. What I'm doing is what I'm saying is I want let's call it a program just because it's easy. That's what I relate to. Let's call it a program. I'm thinking about doing this program. I'd like to have weekly calls and quarterly. Maybe I want to do a retreat. Maybe it's a writer's retreat. Maybe it's is it time to write your book retreat, right? And you're going to do it virtually because that's the world we live in right now. And you're going to be like, listen, I'm not even sure what this is going to look like yet, but I have a lot of experience in this, and here's all my experience. And eventually I'm not going to do this if it's not going to be $1,000 a person to do this, because it's not really, it takes up a lot of my time. But for this founder's launch, what I'm looking for is 10 people that will, for $100 each, spend a weekend with me, and we'll get your book written. Okay. That's your $1,000 today, but it's also creating the foundation for this idea or whatever it is you've been wanting to do, right? Moving forward. So do you see what I'm saying here? And now these founders, maybe they get lifetime access to whatever it is you're offering at this crazy low price. You're shaking $1,000 out of your business by doing this founders launch, by doing this offer. And they are getting the deal of a lifetime, and it's setting you up for whatever the next chapter in your life or your business is. Does that make sense to you? You guys understand what I'm saying with this? So what is it that you have been wanting to do? What is it that you've been, you've seen somebody invent and you're like, oh my gosh, that was my idea, right? My gosh, we've all had that happen to us, right? What is it that you've been wanting to create and that you haven't done yet? And create it now. Create it now. And put an offer out for 10 people at $100 to be your founding members of this. And you're shaking $1,000 out of your business today. But here's what happens when you do this. Teresa, I'm so glad this was, you've heard this because you were in Tribe with me, right? What happens when you do this is that people are going to start to see the value of working with you. And there's going to be a percentage of those people that are going to say, I love this. How do I get more? Right? How do I get more of this? So what I want you to do is be ready for that. I cannot tell you how many people I've talked to in the past 2 weeks even. And some of them, and you know who you are, I'm talking to them. I'm like, all right, well, how are you going to accept payments? And they're like, well, I don't know. People pay me by check. It's like, what? Like, what do you mean people pay you by check? Like, this is 2020. There's ways to do this, right? Heather, I'm going to answer that in a second. There's ways to do this. You have to be ready when people say, I want more. Because what happens when you get ready for that $5,000 ask is you're opening up the universe to send it to you. Right? When you are really clear on what is happening beyond your founder's launch, you get clear, you're opening up the space for people to come to you and saying, yeah, I do want to hire you. Okay, so I'm doing a weekly workshop. So these are daily videos, my gift to you. I'm also doing a weekly workshop at your5koffer.com where we're going to brainstorm what your $5,000 offer looks like. So if somebody in your founder's launch says, I want more. I'm busy. I want to make this happen fast. People will pay for fast results, right? So I'm going to do this weekly workshop where I'm going to teach you how to use LinkedIn to position yourself, one, as if you're worthy of their money, two, to find the people that will want your $5,000 offer that also can be a part of your $1,000 founders launch, and then how to close those sales. So that's a weekly live workshop we're doing at your5koffer.com. So join us for that. So Heather's question is, don't you need to have it ready before you push it out to founder members via email? No, you do not. You are literally saying, I'm not totally sure what this is going to look like. Right? I'm not totally sure what this is going to look like. So Heather is an interior designer. So Heather, if I can brainstorm on you a little bit, maybe you could put something out that says, okay, you're stuck in your house. You can't shop. You can't do things. You're looking at the four walls going, why didn't I do this sooner? Right? So what I've been thinking about doing is having a membership program that I facilitate this program. And down the road, I really envision it being $100 a month or $500 a month or whatever it is. And when you have access to me, we have calls a couple times a month and we'll look at your house, and it's not working with me one-on-one, because working with me one-on-one is $10,000 or $20,000, right? But you'll be part of a small group and we're going to work together for some period of time. I'm thinking we're going to use Zoom. Maybe we'll use FaceTime. I'm not sure what this is going to look like yet, but I want to get started with this now. I know you guys are staring at the walls, right? So I know there's still places you can order things. I know there's still, like, Home Depots are still open. You can still get some paint. I'm not sure if the paint stores are open. Maybe while you're stuck here. So what I'm going to do this weekend is for $100 a person, we're going to do a 1-day, fix up one room, like kind of like almost like an HGTV style, but Heather elegant and high-end style, right? Fix up one room of your house. Or you can say it's going to be a membership. It's going to be $2,000 a year or something like that. But I'm going to give it to you guys for $500 for the first year. So for $500, you're going to get whatever this looks like. It may end up being $200 a month. You may end up being like this, having this huge value, but I'm not really sure what it's going to look like yet. But you know me, you know that I know my stuff around this. I'm definitely going to way over deliver to you. You want to make sure you're giving them enough value in the beginning, because here's what else you get from that, Heather. You're getting the bugs out of it, right? And what I like about, I don't really like the word beta, because beta tells me it's not finished yet. And even though Founders Launch isn't finished yet, I like I like either pilot or founders launch, because that way it feels a little bit more substantial to me than I'm still figuring this out, even though you're telling them I'm still figuring this out, right? And then you will work from there with them to figure it out. But you put the launch out now. You're like, and because what happens is hopefully they'll love what you're doing. They'll give you some great feedback, and you can use that as you slowly start to increase the price of whatever this is. So you absolutely do not need to have it ready before you push out the founders' emails. Yeah, Teresa's saying the words matter. I completely agree. So again, I hope these videos are helpful. I cannot believe how many people are seeing these videos. If you want to be a guest on one of these, if you've got a great make $1,000 today idea, send an email to info@KarenYankovich.com and let me know, and we'll get you on as a guest. I'm not sure what we'll do tomorrow. We'll see if we can get Dan on, who was supposed to be here today. But I would love to hear your ideas and share your ideas. These videos are starting to be seen by thousands of people a day, which is so cool and so much fun. So if you have an idea, message me. I'd love to have you on with me. And don't miss this your5koffer.com workshop, because this is the foundation of all the work I do, by the way. If you buy my course or take my programs or work with me privately or in my masterminds, the first thing we do is try and determine what your offer is, right? So I'm taking that piece out of my paid course and making it free in this weekly workshop. And it's live. I'm there brainstorming with you. I'd love to have you there. So check it out, your5koffer.com. Come back tomorrow, and I'll be back with another video. Not sure what that video will be. Kahila is saying, where can we see the replays? If you go to your make1ktoday.com, it takes you to my YouTube page. And on my YouTube page, I have a playlist with all the other videos. So go to your go to make1ktoday.com, and you can watch all of the videos in this series. So I would love to share that with you. And by the way, I haven't used YouTube in forever, so this has been fun for me to watch my YouTube channel grow as well. So, you know, what else are we doing? Check it out. Daniela is saying, still looking for your idea. Daniela, oh my gosh, I have 1,000 ideas for you. Come on the workshop this week, and let's brainstorm. Your5koffer.com. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Have a good Saturday. And I hope that you're all being safe and healthy, and really looking for the positives and the bright sides of this. Remember, Uber, Airbnb, Slack, right? billion-dollar companies now, less than 10 years later. I wish I invested in them, right? I wish I was a founder offer on Uber, don't you? A founding member of Uber, don't you? See you guys tomorrow.